Well, howdy, howdy, folks. Perhaps we could create a few distinctions together here. Take a look at some things that may be a new possibility for you, me, for our planet, perhaps. That is the possibility to discover for ourselves the dimension, pardon me for too much ice cream, I guess, the dimension of creation, intelligence, and truth. It is an entirely new dimension that is possible for us. I say new because it's always ever newing, making itself new, even if it has been in the background, so to speak, for thousands of years. So this thing that I'm speaking of, if we could break it down, since there's really no language for it other than pointing, creation has a mirror image. It has a dream world. It has an illusionary world, a world filled with illusion. And that world that is the opposite, if you will, or the mirror image, is called knowledge. So knowledge is the mirror image of creation. Creation being reality, knowledge being the mirror image, the illusion, the dream world. Intelligence has its mirror image also, its dream world, and its illusionary world, and that's thought. Thought is the mirror image of intelligence. And of course, truth also has its mirror image in the dream world, in the world of illusion, and that's belief. So this thing I'm speaking of, creation, intelligence, and truth, has been in the background, if you will, for thousands of years, waiting to be discovered new. And it needs to be discovered new because it is new. It's ever making itself new, much like a stream that flows beside your house or behind your house or up in the mountains or whatever. It is always ever flowing. It is all that flowing is always water, but it's ever new water as it comes through. So it is of immense importance that we look at this, I say, that we look at this thing that I call creation, intelligence, and truth, this dimension of life that's available to us. In this dimension, there is no attachment, there's no violence, there's no history of killing, maiming, and murder, because all of those things are in the history of knowledge and thought and belief. Those are all of the dream world, knowledge, thought, and belief. It's all of our history, and we've been living in our history from our history, I guess you could say, for thousands of years. The only thing that knowledge, thought, and belief can do is repeat itself. Creation, intelligence, and truth is always ever making itself new, never stuck in one place, never already knowing something, always with the ability to observe what it is that we discover, and then always looking for the new discovery based on the discovery you've already made. You could say, and it's true, that discovery has its mirror image. Discovery has its illusion, its dream world. And that is learning. Learning is the, as I said, mirror image of discovery. Now, it's not that learning and knowledge and thought and belief are not needed, well, except for belief. Belief is never needed. It is that we don't need to be stuck in it, to be ever repeating our knowledge and our thoughts and our beliefs. That means to say, when knowledge or thought is needed, then we pick up, psychologically, mentally, pick up knowledge or thought, and we use it. We have to build a deck, so we need to know the load bearing of the joist and how far a span we can use. What do we need to use for the deck board? What do we need to use for the sideboard? What do we need for the support of it? How deep? What for before? All those things are of thought, are of knowledge. So we need them. So then when we need them, we call them forth. We pick them up, use them, kind of like a hammer. You need a hammer occasionally to build a deck. When you need the hammer, you pick it up and you use it, and then you put it down when you no longer need it. We can do the same thing with knowledge, thought. Pick it up when we need it, use it, put it down, and then creation, intelligence, and truth is there. As long as we are in knowledge, as long as we are thinking, as long as we are in belief, intelligence, creation, truth, none of those things can manifest. They cannot, the two dimensions, never the twain shall meet, so to speak. They cannot intermix. One has to die for the other to be born, to manifest itself. That's not to say that it has to be knowledge and thought have to die completely, never to be heard from again. Of course, that would be perfect for belief. Belief makes an idiot out of you and me. It makes a repetitious robot. So the importance of knowledge and thought comes into being in our physical world. It's needed for all of the dimensions of building, electrical, all the things that we have to have in our world. Houses, clothing, food. But it's not needed in our psychological, in our mental world. But it has invaded it. In the Bible it tells us, what does it say? We ate the fruit of knowledge. There was a famous person from India, J. Krishnamurti, who said, we took a wrong turn somewhere along way back. We took a wrong turn, or ate the fruit of knowledge. All of that is saying that at some point we moved from creation, intelligence, and truth, into the dimension of knowledge, thought, and belief, and we became trapped there. That happened thousands of years ago, and it's been reinforcing itself. Every year, every generation, it gets, every year a little smidgen, if you will. Every generation we get a little dumber, a little bit more ignorant, a little bit more stupid. We have more excuses. We have more justifications. We have more explanations. We can justify or explain something away no matter what. Recently we had an insurrection here in America. One of our ex-presidents, now ex-president, led an insurrection, a riot that killed 6 Americans and cost them $7 million. And now they're saying, well, it didn't happen. It was just a regular tourist day. They were breaking windows and tearing things down. They had a place there to hang Pelosi and what's the other guy, Pence. And now they're saying, some of the folks are saying, it was just a regular tourist day. There was no problem. They want to change what actually happened and make it into an illusion, make it into a belief, get knowledge-filled nonsense in there, explain it away, make excuses, justify it, explain it. Insanity. So the movement, if you will, that's needed from the trap we're in, knowledge, thought, and belief, into the dimension of creation, intelligence, and truth, needs one action: the action of speaking the truth. When you speak the truth, you destroy its mirror image, which is belief. And once you crumble the domain of belief, it has an upward mobility, but then it destroys thought on into knowledge. When you come to that understanding, if you get to that place to understand it, that's the place, the highest point, thought can manifest. It's the genius. What was that guy's name? Einstein. They were the genius. What has to happen there is a quantum leap. We have to leap off of what we understand, leap away from, go to that quantum leap across the chasm being normal, crazy, and insanity, that are three places that we live our lives from, so that we can end in the unknown, the space from which we can know nothing, the space of creation, intelligence, and truth. So if I've babbled on long enough and lost enough people here, perhaps I better stop here and give you an invitation to simply begin speaking the truth. Realize that you've been living your whole life as and from a lie, and that you are a liar. That will create a new possibility for you. I see there's some people here. AJ, Paul, and got to get my glasses. Alfred, Fred. Hi, you guys. A perfect experience of life to each of you. And if you care to experiment with what I'm saying, then make everything that you believe a question. Question everything that you believe. Given, really, life lives in questions. Death is in answers. And all of our answers are in belief and thought and knowledge. We need to question all of our knowledge, all of our thoughts, and all of our beliefs, starting with our beliefs. You guys have a perfect life, if you care to.